Okay, I've just received the JLC PCB package with the GooseHonker PCBs. Pretend I haven't already opened it. Now, let's take a look at the quality of these PCBs and just how well they'll fit. Lovely surface finish. The pads are very, very clean. The through holes are a bit small for me to show on camera, but they look quite consistent and clean. Let's see. The board is also entirely flat. That's lovely. Now, let's take a look at how well each of the components fit onto the board. Firstly, I have my high-link AC to DC module. I'll slip that right into its spot. Fits like a glove, that's perfect. Okay. Next, we have the DF player. Let's see. Well, I have the right spacing, that's good. Oh, just a tiny, tiny bit too wide. How wide? Okay, let's see how far off I was with that. 19 millimeters for those pins. And what did I put for the PCB? 18.65. Less than half a millimeter off. So I should just be able to bend those pins inwards and get that to work nicely. Now, for the real-time clock, which will be for the server module, I haven't yet desoldered the 6-pin connector and put on the 4-pin side with the straight header pins. But let's pretend that I have. Well, that fits perfectly, that's good. And, oh, lovely fit. Almost the exact same width for the two boards. The IC, the main IC, lines up perfectly. Oh, that looks like a good fit. Now, for the linear regulators that'll be powering the ESP, they originally have bent pins, but I'll be going with a straight pin design just to save a bit of space. So I've just straightened those pins out, as you can see. Now, let's see how well this fits. Oh, it looks like you can see those pins bending inwards. It looks like it's just the slightest bit too wide. Okay, well, I'll probably have to finick around with the pliers a bit just to get those perfectly lined up. But that's not too big of a problem. Not that much of an offset. Next, we have the actual ESP, the brains of the operation. Let's see how that fits on there. Fits like a glove. Every pad lines up perfectly. Okay, and finally, the pull-up resistors for the ESP. I didn't do through hole because it had to be very compact. And I also didn't have any SMD resistors on hand, and I'm not quite skilled enough for those yet, but I should just be able to solder them down to those pads with a little bit of bending of those leads. So, looks like only minor modifications to one or two of the components are needed. Next, I'll solder it all up and test them out.